You ever have one of those days, the kind that turns into a week and then maybe a month, where you wake up and you honestly feel like you barely slept at all? You just drag yourself through the day, basically powered by coffee and sheer willpower, only to crash at night and do the whole thing all over again. Well, let's get into why that's actually happening.
If you constantly feel like you're running on fumes, I promise you, you are not the only one. It's like a modern epidemic. But what if I told you that the solution isn't necessarily just getting more sleep? The real reasons you're so tired might actually be hiding in plain sight, just woven into your day-to-day routines. For so many of us, this is exactly what it feels like, right? You start the day with maybe half a charge if you're lucky, and with every single email you answer, every little task, you can literally feel your energy levels just draining away. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're deep in the red zone.
And then there's this feeling. The mental fatigue, that fog in the brain where even simple decisions feel way too complicated, and trying to focus feels completely impossible. That's your brain basically screaming at you that it's running on fumes, even if your body is just sitting at a desk.
Physically, it can be even worse. That feeling like you're trying to move through wet cement, where every single step, every movement just feels like this monumental effort. So, what on earth is really going on here?
Okay, this is the most important thing to get. This constant exhaustion, it is not a personal failure. It is not about you being lazy. The real problem is that our modern lives are in this constant tug of war against our own biology. We're up against a couple of invisible energy thieves that are robbing us blind every single day.
This right here, this perfectly captures the heart of the problem. It's a huge mismatch. Our bodies are basically running on ancient software. Software that was designed for a world of sunshine, constant movement, and natural cycles. But we're trying to run that software in this totally modern world of 24/7 indoor lighting and sitting still. It's no wonder our internal systems are so confused and just plain exhausted.
And the data on this is, well, pretty shocking. According to the Better Health source, a staggering 49% of working people say their day is mostly sitting. Just think about that for a second. Nearly half the workforce is living a life of stillness that our bodies were never, ever designed for.
So, this massive disconnect between our biology and our lifestyle, it really boils down to two main problems, two main culprits that are responsible for that constant feeling of being totally drained. So, let's unmask them.
All right, let's meet the first and honestly probably the most powerful energy thief, your very own body clock. And the key to hacking it, believe it or not, all starts with light.
See, deep inside your brain, you have this master clock. It's called the circadian rhythm. Think of it like the conductor of your body's orchestra, telling every part of you when to feel awake and when to feel sleepy. And when this clock is set to the wrong time, your entire system feels jet-lagged, even if you haven't gone anywhere.
Okay, so if our internal clock is all out of whack, the most important question has to be, what is the single best way to reset it correctly every single morning?
This is it. This is the single most powerful, science-backed thing you can do. According to sleep experts, getting at least 15 minutes of direct natural sunlight, and yeah, without sunglasses, as soon as you can after waking up, is basically the master reset button for your daily energy.
And the science behind it is actually so simple but brilliant. That morning light hits these special little receptors in your eyes and sends a loud, clear signal straight to your brain. It says, hey, daytime has officially begun. Stop making me sleepy. But here's the incredible part. It also starts a countdown timer. It tells your brain to start releasing that sleepy hormone, melatonin, again in about 14 hours, perfectly timing your sleepiness for bedtime. How cool is that? So, we've reset our internal clock with sunlight. Awesome. But there's a second energy thief we really need to tackle, and that thief is the chair. Our bodies are just not designed to be sedentary. They are literally built to move.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. When you're sitting still for a long time, your body's metabolism just slows way, way down. The fuel from the food you eat doesn't get used for energy, it gets stored. But the second you start moving, you literally kickstart your engine and tell your body, okay, time to burn some fuel.
Now, escaping the chair does not mean you have to go run a marathon on your lunch break. It's all about finding these little pockets of movement throughout the day. Super simple things, right? Like always taking the stairs, standing up when you take a phone call, or parking just a little bit further away. These small deposits in your movement bank add up in a huge way. And this is maybe the most encouraging part of all. The goal isn't necessarily a big, sweaty workout.
It's just less uninterrupted sitting. Breaking up those long blocks of stillness with even a minute or two of movement can make a world of difference to your energy levels.
Okay, so we know what we need to do. Get some morning light and move around a little more. But the million-dollar question is how? I mean, how are we supposed to build these new habits when we're already exhausted? Well, that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, a simple little trick to make these changes feel almost automatic.
It's a beautifully simple technique called habit stacking. The whole idea is, instead of trying to create a brand new habit from scratch, which takes a ton of willpower, you just piggyback it onto a habit that's already completely ingrained in your daily routine.
And the formula itself is incredibly easy. It's just, after my current habit, I will do my new habit. That's it. You're just using the momentum of a behavior you already do to launch the new one. It requires almost no extra willpower.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Okay, let's say you make tea or coffee every single morning without fail. That's your anchor habit. So the habit stack becomes, after I pour my morning chai, I will stand outside for 5 minutes. See? You're not trying to find new time in your day. You're just linking a new action to an old one.
And here's another one for movement. A really automatic trigger for most of us is closing our laptop to go get lunch. So the stack is, before I close my laptop for lunch, I will do 10 squats. It's fast, it breaks up that long sitting cycle, and it's tied to something you were absolutely going to do anyway.
And this quote, this is the perfect way to reframe this whole challenge. Feeling tired is not a character flaw. It's not a weakness. It is simply a signal. It's your body communicating with you, trying to tell you that its most fundamental needs, for light and for movement, just aren't being met.
So, your body is sending you a signal. And now you know what it means and you have the tools to respond. The only question left is, what's the one small change you're going to make today to answer that call?